Mazda, you are killing me. There are three things about this 2019 Mazda 6 that are missing that could make or break it for consumers on whether or not they want to buy this mid-size sedan. I will get to that in today's video. Let's get started. Let's check the boxes now on some of the statistics. Deep crystal blue is the exterior color of our tester here. It comes in 5 trim levels. You've got Sport, Touring, Grand Touring, Reserve, and Signature. We have the Signature front-wheel drive. We've got the 19-inch alloy wheels on our tester. Otherwise, you get 17 as standard. New standard features this year include rain-sensing windshield wipers, auto-power folding side mirrors, automatic on and off LED headlights with automatic leveling, and high beam control. Booyah. I think all three of my issues involve what's under the hood. Before we get to those, which we will get to those, we've got 2 engine options. You've got a 2.5 liter turbo and 2.5 liter non-turbo. 4 cylinders, made it to 6-speed automatic transmissions. We have the turbo, of course, so you can get 250 horsepower with 93 octane, otherwise it's 227. The non-turbo, you get 187 horsepower, 186 pound-feet of torque. Fuel economy, I think it's not too bad. You get 26 combined with the turbo, 29 in the non-turbo. So here's the big deal and a big surprise to me. Mazda said, no more manual transmission. This is the company that says driving matters, that says zoom zoom. I think there's one more thing in the back of this one. Hey, if you're gonna have a driving experience, you gotta have a manual transmission. I like the fact that you have the 6-speed automatic. That's great. You know, 8-speed, 9-speed, 10-speed might be kind of cool, but with the 6-speed, you're holding your gears longer. You don't have to worry about that noise of shifting through. We got paddle shifters in ours, but I think it was a mistake. You gotta keep that manual transmission. I know there's a huge movement away from manuals, but it was so nice before. Mazda, you're killing me. All right, cargo volume time. You do have a button here on the key fob to open it up, or at least to unlock it, which will do. Otherwise, there's a soft pad just below the Mazda logo to the right of the backup camera. Lift it up, you're looking at 14.7 cubic feet of volume. You might get your average size adult in here. You can definitely get a couple of golf clubs, sets of golf clubs. I wouldn't get in there. Groceries, no problem. And what's kind of cool about this, before we get to my other gripes about this, pull these tabs here. You got a 60-40 split. Allows you to put some longer items in there. So if you're looking for, you know, some 2x4s that are longer, those kind of things, stuff more golf clubs, you can do that. So that's kind of nice. 14.7 cubic feet. And just below the floorboard is where you find your spare tire, your donut, if you will. All right. One of my other gripes, since we're back to the front here, is the fact that Mazda still doesn't have a hybrid version of the 6. So many mid-size vehicles these days that I'm testing and driving have that in their arsenal, their inventory. Not here. So I'm not sure the logic of that, but I think to be competitive for consumers like you who are watching, you might want that as an option. I don't know if there's going to be too much of a sacrifice with power, but when it comes to being eco-friendly, I think Mazda could use that in their list of vehicles, in my opinion. Now, this is the largest sedan that Mazda makes, their flagship. This is my position as the driver up front. This is my position. I'm 5'11". Here's how much room I have between my knees and the back of the seat. So very respectable, comfortable place to be back here. They have the kind of the bench seat, so you could get 3 adults back here. There's a bit of a hump in the center, so that might hinder someone's legroom back here. Otherwise, it's very comfortable. You can clearly see an indent in the roof line, allowing for good headroom. Being 5'11", I have maybe another 2 inches I can grow before I'm a little cramped. Otherwise, the cabin's nice. They do have a sliding sunroof there. Oh, blank handles, grab handles, as I like to call them. USB ports, you won't see them in this section here, but you will see them in the fold-down armrest. When you lift this up, there's 2 of them back there. Plus, they got the heated seat options here for the Signature trim level and a pair of cup holders. Oh, by the way, for families, if you have a family thinking about starting one, it is family friendly because they've got the child latch system here. So lift these little tabs up and you've got hooks down here. If you have a child car seat that needs to be hooked in, you can use them right there. So that's pretty smart. So now in the front seat, and my Yorkie decided to join us for this one, so Hershey's gonna be on my lap. I'm gonna start it up, and then I'll get to my third and final gripe about what Mazda is doing to frustrate me with their options or lack of options on the car. So let me start it up and we'll show you some of this inside. They have an 8-inch touchscreen here. I say touchscreen, but only when you are parked or stopped. Otherwise, everything is controlled with a dial down below. So this is what you've had in the past without the Yorkie. You got your music, your home, your navigation, your volume. Some of this stuff also is controlled on the steering wheel with your volume here. They've got Bluetooth options, cruise control. There's those paddle shifters I mentioned before. So there's the touchscreen. Again, I can touch it while it's stopped. Go back to home. When I turn the dial, I turn the screen up top. So that's what that looks like. Oh, by the way, they've dropped the plastic cover here that lifts up to display the heads-up display. They do have it now, but that's one less thing in the way. You know, that always seemed a little bit cheap, having that plastic come up. I don't know, maybe they just found a better way. I like how they have it now. Just one little observation. So there's the touchscreen. Instrument cluster, still what you've seen in the past. Beautiful, clear, crisp. What I like about the inside is that it's not busy. It's pretty simple, and this Napa leather is gorgeous. Got the sport trim seats. Love the interior. They do a really classy interior for Mazda, and that still is the case here, despite my gripes with what's under the hood. I like the driving experience, and I like the feel once I'm inside the cabin. So, which I haven't mentioned yet, Apple Carplay and Android Auto is available. I don't have my phone hooked up right now, but when you do want to, the USB ports are in here, so 2 right there. There's also a 12 volt, that's what they have right there. I believe it's a 12 volt. 12 volt, yep, and 120 watt plug-in, so that's decent. You still have the cable that stretches out. We've got the climate controls here across the middle, and we've got heated and ventilated seats on the signature trim level, and a heated steering wheel option. Great for the winter. All right, last but not least of my gripes. Recapping, no 6-speed manual transmission. They dropped it. No hybrid version, so the eco-friendly consumer out there says, I'll skip the Mazda. Finally, no all-wheel drive option, only front-wheel drive. Hey, I love driving this car. I mean, I like the front wheel drive as is, but when I'm going around corners, I would like to feel a little more planted, a little more stability. Yeah, it has great stability as is with the front wheel drive. In fact, it features G Vectoring Control Plus, so when you're out there on the road, you will feel the advantage. But I would really like to have that kind of control and confidence, especially in challenging weather. I'm not going to take this out on the snowy conditions or icy conditions when it gets really extreme. But if I had an all-wheel drive vehicle, I would feel a little more comfortable doing so. So those are the 3 things I think that are lacking with this Mazda 6. Good thing is the positives outweigh the negatives mostly, maybe 70-30 positive versus negative. Price point as we finish up here, under $24 to get into one. Mine right here loaded right around $35,000 and change. Either way, definitely worth a look and absolutely a test drive. By the way, check out my free car buying tool. It's based on zip code. So if you are looking for a Mazda 6, a great deal in your area, use that. I put a link in the description below. Until next time, I'm Dave Erickson with Everyman Driver. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this helpful and useful. We'll see you next time. Adios. One more thing before you go, I've added links in the description below to some of the best-selling automotive accessories and products on Amazon right now, plus links to some of the product reviews I've done. You can find it in the description below this video. And if you don't mind, take a couple of seconds and click that subscribe button. I'm uploading 2, 3, sometimes 4 new videos every week, and I don't want you to miss anything, plus it helps support my channel. As always, if you have any constructive criticism, thoughts, or suggestions about my video, please leave it in the comments section below.